is my favorite conference.
It's definitely broadened my perspective.
I always come away knowing more than when I came in.
Hello, my name is Dan Delury, and I'm Executive Director of the Association for Demand Response and Smart Grid, known as ADS, and I'd like to welcome you and tell you a little bit about the National Town Meeting on Demand Response and Smart Grid. It occurs once a year here in Washington, D.C., and it's a time when demand response and smart grid professionals, both policymakers, business community, utility, and every other segment, come together for 2 days to learn from each other, to exchange information, experience, and expertise.
They deal with policy, they deal with technology, consumer issues, communications, the regulatory issues. So it's an opportunity for me to get to know a little bit about some of the other segments.
The diversity here of opinion, of how to get a job done, of what the right way is, you don't get this anywhere else. And so it pretty much dawns on you that, maybe my way isn't the right way. And it's not until you get into an environment like this where there's such diversity that you can begin to broaden your thinking.
For me, it's almost like a high school reunion. It's really fun. But you get to interact with people, talk about the current events of the day. And you don't get that a lot of times in our own corporate business because a lot of the people in our corporation don't understand what's going on a nationwide scale or on a policy scale or legislative scale. But the people that are here understand it, so you can discuss the issues.
We try and present some content, but we also try and stimulate discussion.
Having the conversational format, the roundtables, as the dominant form of communication rather than death by PowerPoint is a good strategy. I think that moderated discussions can be a very effective way for getting ideas out. Because this is a very knowledgeable audience. You could go into the audience and any one of them could be speakers.
I felt it was important to come today because I wanted to share my vision of the country's energy future with the participants, and I also wanted to call on them to continue to work with and pressure Congress to move 21st century energy policies forward. The town meeting format is doing just that, so you're walking the walk, which is great.
In addition to the open roundtable sessions, we give attendees at the town meeting something else that they've asked for, and that is case studies, best practices, and lessons learned.
Many of us have worked through projects, so the more we can share that knowledge amongst ourselves, the less mistakes the rest of us will make, and the less money we'll spend.
Well, I think there's a dialogue that's required. We're on a journey together, and it's no one company or one person or one organization that has it figured out.
Attending meetings like this enables you to make the context to be able to call others to help you, and you just get that in a national organization like this. So this is where all the action is right here.
It's the place to be. I would definitely be here every year.
This town hall meeting was very impressive. Most conferences that focus on DR and smart grid usually are not very technical, and this is one of the first ones I've been to that really gets into the weeds and really gives you useful information and doesn't treat you like you're a first grader.
Well, every year is something new, that's for sure.
Yeah, I plan on coming next year. I plan on coming every year.
Well, if you consider yourself a DR or an energy efficiency or a smart grid professional and a groupie, as I've heard it called, you ought to be here.
I hope you will consider becoming an ADS member, but even if you don't decide to be a member, please join us next year at the National Town Meeting and become a member of the Demand Response and Smart Grid community.